Welcome to episode 283 of the Overlook Hour. I'm your host, Clark Little. Along with me, as always, is the man sitting across from me. He is wearing a green shirt. It has a jack-o'-lantern on it. He goes by the name of Russell John the Fisherman.
Hello. That's a callback to something that happened before.
That was a callback to 15 seconds before this intro started, where you said that and got no reaction whatsoever.
Killed. It was great.
Speaking of great, Randy Michaelstadt is also here.
That's me. Also known as the man who just took a nap and woke up 15 minutes before we hopped on this call.
You taking midday naps now, dude?
Not during the week, but on a weekend, if I could get one in, I'll get it in.
Now, Russell, you are anti-nap.
I hate nap. I'm anti-nap.
Why do you hate nap?
Because you take a nap, you're like, man, I'm tired. And you take a nap, and then you wake up, and you're like, I'm still fucking tired. And now I'm minus 2 hours in the day.
That's the thing. You don't take a 2-hour nap. You take like 30 to 45 at most.
Nah. I've heard studies on it. You have to hit an hour. Otherwise, your brain doesn't get that real...
I don't know if that's true.
It's true.
I'm siding with Randy on this one.
I'm wearing a lab coat.
Because if you take a 40-minute nap, I feel good. If I take a 2-hour nap, I'm wrecked for the day.
Nah, that was it was a really popular topic back in the, San Francisco was booming with all the tech people because they were opening up little like hotels that you could go to and take a nap. And they said you got to have a half hour to an hour. It's got to be there, but an hour was recommended. Otherwise, you're not actually getting any rest.
Yeah, but if I hit that is not true. Let me tell you a story.
Again, I'm wearing a lab coat
that I heard from
I'm more believable than you.
That I heard from my friend Joseph Rogan. Now, Joseph told me
hell no.
that there was a these extreme marathon runners?
Yeah.
Well, there's one young lady. She would do it, and then she would lay down on the ground for 1 minute, go to sleep for a minute, and then wake up and she's rested.
Well, I'll tell you that when we were at the Balboa at one of the witch festivals that our buddy Kai threw, a witch was in attendance, and she is very wise. And she said, if you're ever feeling uncalibrated or you don't fit in the world anymore, lay on the ground. That's why they call it getting grounded, because you need to ground. You need to be one with the earth again. So that's what that runner was doing.
Yeah. Well, there's too many cars and rickshaws and bicycles. I don't know why I led with rickshaws.
We got a lot of ground to lay on out here.
We do. You know who doesn't lay on the ground? Oksana Valerianova Osachi.
True. So Google says that 10 to 20 minutes is a perfect
fuck
span.
Google.
Yeah.
Check Bing. Look at Bing.
No, it takes too long to load on this stupid computer.
Well, my computer that has a musical virus currently and will play songs from musicals in the background. I don't know how to shut it off.
Yeah,
I'm not joking.
Why is Lin-Manuel Miranda hacked your computer?
Should we check in with it? I don't know how I feel about plugging a virus that is currently destroying my computer.
All right, so before you
there it is. Sorry, it did it on its own.
I think they'd be satisfied being
So explain to our dear listeners what this malware is doing to your computer.
It's advertising things or showing me clips from
it's trailers.
Here we go.
You know what? It started right at the beginning of that when you turned on the sound. It's
ending. It's over.
Okay, well, the
keeps
timing
going.
of it was crazily smooth, I guess.
And nope.
I've been chasing their boss forever. Might go south.
All right.
Okay, cut that. I don't know what it's doing. It's eating up a lot of my computer's memory, though. So if anybody knows how to defeat Web Helper, go ahead, get in contact, theoverlooktheater@gmail.com. My Bing is my default browser now. I don't know why that happened either.
Now, also, you are soliciting help with this malware problem that you are currently having. You have also raised this inquiry over to one of your dear friends who is also the engineer of this said program, and his response was, I don't know what to tell you, man.
I mean, that's some cybersecurity shit. That's not even like in my realm.
Dude.
It's all connected, dude. It's the neighborhood over. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not my expertise, though. My expertise was to uninstall the program if you could, but you can't, so... That's all I got.
I did go on Reddit where all the smartest and brightest people are. And that, I didn't mean that as a joke. And they said it's something to do with Steam. I don't play video games, but I do have that on there, so I uninstalled it. It's still playing music. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, nerves,
Yeah.
dude.
It's been a good week. Actually, it has. We have put up a lot of Halloween decorations. Clark, your home, have you been enjoying them?
No, I don't care. As long as that stupid Hellraiser thing doesn't pop up.
Oh, it's going to come up.
I'm gonna put it right outside your door.
He got mad. No,
I'm
last
gonna put
year,
it on our door.
remember that little cardboard cutout where it's like a miniature zombie girl and she's eating a rat?
Before we moved here, she was like behind me, and I was talking to someone on Skype, and they're like, they got freaked out. I'm like, is there someone behind you? Is that a child?
I believe that was our talented artist friend in Germany, Ilan, who was like, I'm sorry, you got to stop. I think there's somebody behind you. Yeah, it was great. Clark yelled at me for putting that in the hallway. Do you remember that? You kept taking it down.
It's so
He
stupid.
yelled at me for putting that skeleton that is over the fireplace right now outside because he swung the gate open and it hit that guy's head and he
And
started
started
saying
playing?
Happy Halloween.
Oh, it's horrifying.
I love that thing. Happy Halloween. Oh, that was kind of David Lynch, but who should be coming back later, but
I
fuck that dude.
I don't understand
Decorations?
why our house has to turn into Spooky Town for 3 months.
Wait, are you going to be gone on Halloween?
I have no idea.
What?
It's on a Sunday.
Oh, you're going to be flying on Halloween?
Probably.
Wow.
It's Halloween. It's Halloween.
I'll give you a skeleton to hang around your neck so you can bring it with you in the air.
What?
I have a hazmat suit costume you could wear if you want.
Oh, they'll love that. The TSA will get a kick out of you showing up in a hazmat
Oh, yeah.
suit.
I'll fit in your hazmat suit.
I mean, it was big on me.
Yeah. It was
Still
a,
not comforting.
It was a China one size fits all.
It's for someone who's like 9 feet tall.
Yeah,
I don't get
it looks insane.
Well, then it may be evened out.
There you go. Yeah, we'll send you off in a hazmat suit, though.
That was the weird thing. Is like when I was a kid. Well, I say kid, teenager. I could fit into things that my 6'4" cousin could fit into, but because it was the compaction thing.
Mhm.
Because I'm short and stout, and he's tall and thin.
Yeah.
So I was like, I could wear his coveralls. And I was like, this is weird.
Did you?
Yeah.
That is weird. I don't know. What
for
prompted that?
hunting. For hunting.
Oh, okay. This is
Camouflage coveralls.
now it's all coming together.
Yeah. And I would also ski in those.
All right. Well, you're not looking forward to Halloween at all?
I don't care.
I'm excited y'all at least watched horror movies this week so we could get into our October coverage. But
Hell yeah.
Wait, yeah, Randy did too. Yeah, I'm excited. Honestly, it's been too busy, man. I'm not going to talk about it later, but I've been watching Squid Game, and
Hack.
it's one of those things where it's like everybody reaches out, like people who don't even like, I don't know, horror, and they're just like, "Hey, man, have you watched it?" I'm like, "No, it's called Squid Game." And then my sister reached out, and she was like, "No, it's really good." I'm like, "Yeah, but you like anime. Is it going to translate?" I watched it. Great storytelling. I'm having a lot of fun with it.
I don't know if I'd call it horror though.
Why?
I don't know.
What would you
The
call
tone
it?
isn't really there. I mean, maybe.
It's definitely like genre.
Is there a constant tone in horror?
Yeah, I don't know. The definition of horror, I go back and forth on it. I used to be really into like, if there isn't a monster, but I think that's stupid.
People are monsters, dude.
I know. And then you get that weak ass argument. It's like, dude, we are the monster.
Yeah.
I just don't feel like it's a constructive conversation in any way. But yeah, I do. I like it. So if you're on the fence, which you're probably not, because I think it's the #1 show in 70 countries right now.
Jeez.
Yeah, I think South Korea, they're going to become the #1 pop culture country of the world. I think they're going to beat us. Like, I don't think they're there yet, but like, their music and their TV show. I don't know, man. They're going to be #1.
K-pop.
Yeah. You a fan?
Is there a K-pop element in Squid Game?
I don't know. It's very like hyper Hollywood. Like, you know how America used to be, where it's like, oh, we're decadent and crazy, and then like it kind of became Japan, but Japan was just echoing us. I feel like South Korea kind of has their own culture and their own take on that, but yet still hit that like quota. They just do it better. I think we're all caught up in like a bunch of PC shit and everybody's too scared to make art. And Squid Game is violent. It's not gory. It's very violent.
Now, Randy, you've seen Squid Game. How many stars?
I don't know, 3.5.
There you go.
It's too long. I'll tell like an hour-long episode of a TV show and 9 episodes. It's like 9 hours.
There's 9?
I'm like, yeah, I'm like, or
There's
9 or
only-
8.
There's only 7 in Midnight Mass.
Yeah, but I'm like, dude,
Or 8. Was there 7 or 8, Randy? I think it was 7.
Yeah, I think it was 7.
Again, I can only think of that as 7 hours of a thing.
Well, it would have to be 7. The reason why it's 7 is because 7 is it's a very
lucky
a lot
number.
of religious overtones, and 7 is a holy number. So it
Good
would make
name
sense.
too.
And every episode is a chapter in the Bible.
Oh, okay. No wonder you love it.
It's great.
We'll get into that later, though. Also, 7 is a good name, and I have been watching a lot of Seinfeld now that it's on Netflix.
Yeah.
And
Well, Randy's got all the DVDs at his place,
Hell yeah.
so
Yeah.
no need.
that's a black hole, though. You start one episode. I think I started the sad clown one, and I can't get out of it now. I'm trapped.
Can I tell you right now? If I could still get that refrigerator collection, I would.
And we looked it up on the show before. You can.
I've wanted that thing forever.
I know. It's a cool, like,
Yeah.
I don't know, think piece. It's real art, pop media.
What's that running for now?
I don't know, 300. I think last time we looked, it was a lot. But I don't.
Probably
I'm not
cheaper now that it's on Netflix.
That's what I'm thinking.
So you think the market took a hit? It's available now, so people are dumping their fridge.
Well, no.
Yeah, just because, you won't need a physical copy of it. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, and even if I owned it, it's not like I'm pulling the disc out. I'm just going to Netflix now.
Yeah, it's just there.
Yeah, I don't know. And then the power outage hit, or like, God, the internet went out, 2 weeks ago? And it changes reality now.
Whoop, there goes gravity.
Yeah, I mean, again, not electricity, just the internet. And it's like, whoa. If you don't have a Blu-ray collection or something, there goes your film. It's gone. So I don't know. I'm very proud. I would love to have that fridge. Although, again, with TV shows, I wouldn't throw it on.
Yeah.
All right. You ready to start it officially?
All right, let's do it.
All right. Well, again, last week, I don't know. We didn't fire him. I haven't been able to get a hold of him. But David Lynch, he's everybody's favorite thing. He's a great director. But we had Kanye come in and do a 2-sentence horror story. So this week, we're going to continue the tradition with another guest. So let's get into it.
The family I'm staying with never cleans the litter box, so I guess they'll never find where I buried the cat. Why has this segment gotten worse since I left?
Where have you been?
You tell me.
Where did you come from?
I have no memory of what's happened for the last 6 months.
Wow, we must be completely broke.
I went into my eternal drain state the last time that you closed the door on me, and then now I have suddenly been reawoken.
All right, well, for new listeners, this is Creepy Clark. He's what I've referred to before as a hot ghoulie that's been living in a door in the closet in the podcast room, but the door's covered up. How the hell did you get out of there?
I crawled out of there like a squid. It's my game.
Okay. So what, are you back now? We're not paying you.
No, you know where I've been for the past couple weeks?
Months, I think. It's been a while.
Yeah, you know where I was? Midnight Mass.
Okay. Okay. Well, okay. He's going back down in there.
Was he listening to the show before he came out?
I don't know. I don't know what the fuck he's been doing. Honestly, I thought he went with you to Atlanta and you two had eloped.
Oh. Scandalous.
I mean, new people go back. They were flirting. Towards the end, they were flirting.
They
Did-
a little
had
bit.
a little bit of a thing.
They did. Did we actually have a cameo guest? Producer.
We don't.
Okay. Now
By the way,
the pieces are coming together.
Did you look up the Seinfeld box set?
I did.
Oh my god.
Were
Okay,
you
back.
planning on-
Wait, y'all are gonna brush over Creepy Bean Black for the fucking fridge. Okay. Now how much is this DVD
We got to
box?
close that out
I know.
since her timing is
Okay.
horrendous.
All right, yeah. Where are we at with the DVDs of Seinfeld?
It's going for $89.99
Oh.
on eBay.
The market is down. Buy low.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
Condition unspecified.
Oh,
All right. Well, all right. I guess it's really October now. Also, that whatever. Are you ready? You ready to kick off the holiday festivities with your spooky new segment that everybody loves?
Yeah.
Oh,
Also,
boy.
shout out to the Cellar Dwellers who actually watched the movie you covered last week.
They watch that shit?
Yeah, we tweeted it out. Again, I know y'all don't believe me. Actually, you know what? Let me take a moment. We're on Twitter. The reason we're on Twitter is because we can share a lot. I can straight up put a YouTube video on there. I know what you're thinking. If you're listening to this show, you're probably an introvert. You're probably weird. You don't have a ton of friends. We're your friends. We love you. I don't like Twitter either. I think people just fight on there all day, and that's really how you get coverage. It's how you get people following you. We don't care about that. Just follow the Overlook Hour. Just search that, you'll find us, and then check in periodically. And there's links to videos and stuff up there. You don't have to comment. You probably should though, because we're drowning here. We got bills up the yin yang. We just have a roommate move back in. We got to cover stuff. We got to keep the lights on.
Also, the reaction he gave was, "What the hell am I watching?" Which is totally fair.
All right. And I'm guessing that was Christian, right? That jumped in there from Cellar Dwellers.
It was on their account. So
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
Sure.
Again, not a Bloody Mary movie, but hopefully this week it is. Here you go.
Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary.
My favorite part's the water.
It just sounds like they're in a school shower with like
What?
a bunch of showers running. You know, like the shower in I know
Carrie?
Summer?
Yeah, and Carrie. That's what I was thinking.
Or
Yeah.
Carrie, yeah.
You just see public showers with lots of blood and two very little children.
And Teenage Bush?
Is that a show about the former president?
No, it's about Australian teenagers.
Okay. All right, I'll be quiet. I'm sorry.
Okay, so this time we have an actual Bloody Mary movie. It's called
I'll be damned.
Ghost Killers vs. Bloody Mary.
The rapper?
It's a Portuguese film from 2018, but
Oh,
it is
Portuguese.
available on Shudder as of 2020. I picked it because I'm always drawn to descriptions that start with 4 YouTubers because that I always hope it's a POV or a found footage movie. In this case, it's hybrid. It's mostly not from the point of view of the camera, but it does have some shots, and it has a lot of like security camera footage. Let's see. So
What are you doing over there? Shuffling notes?
I wrote like 5 notes, and I'm already like, YouTube keeper. IMDb keeps asking what I want to rate movies, so that's why I picked it. The summoning ritual. Freezing.
It's fine. Just reset it. We can cut it a little bit.
You know, like when you're in a segment, you're in the segment.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a great talker.
Which is why this was a wonderful idea.
No, it's good.
Continue.
Okay, so the summoning ritual is you knock 3 times, you flush 3 times, and say her real name 3 times.
Wait, you flush
Yeah.
the commode?
Mm-hmm.
I don't like this water waste at all.
Bullshit. I thought
Me
you would
neither.
be totally into that.
No.
Okay.
No.
Not unless there's, solids.
No, you got to flush 3 times on your toilet just to get water in it.
Because there's nothing. It's a terrible toilet.
Because you abuse it.
You better be
No.
taking 3 shits if you're flushing 3 times.
Okay, Randy.
Yeah.
You're in Atlanta now. This is California politics.
It's flush.
Okay?
It's flush of shit, dude.
Flush your shit.
So this is a horror comedy. I think it's one of the. It's really quick and punchy. It has a lot of references to other horror movies, and I found out from looking into it that the YouTube show that they're filming in the movie is now a YouTube show on YouTube for real.
Oh, it's real? Is it the same actors too?
It's the same actors. It's in Portuguese as well. Translates to Exterminators from Beyond.
Yeah,
Ooh,
I
Portuguese.
am not a comedy horror fan. And when she was talking about watching this, one, it looks like what was that movie I was just telling you I never watched?
Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Tucker and Dale, and I was like, oh, it looks a lot like that. And I never really jumped into Tucker and Dale because comedy horror. But you were saying it was great, and I'm like, it's foreign, so I don't know. Randy always watches a movie as long as it's not made here. And then you look at the runtime; it's an hour and 45 minutes. But I watched it, and I'll tell you, I fucking liked it a lot. Again, now I'm a fan of comedy. Good jokes, good setups, good callbacks. Again, I want to mention briefly too, because I can hear him yelling at his recording or however he listens to the podcast. Robbie, former guest from a couple weeks ago, Robbie Smith, did not like this movie.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Gave it
so
2 stars. Said it was too gooey.
He said I was looking for something silly, but the characters were unlikable. There's a lot of bad jokes and gooey body horror. Well, he didn't say body horror, but there's a lot of goo.
There was a lot of gore.
Robbie, you know, like goo?
Again, Robbie, I love you, but what the hell are you talking about? There's a ton of gore, and the characters they're unlikable. And we know from doing found footage all the time, they're vloggers.
Yeah, but
Just fucking hate 'em.
Robbie's a serious filmmaker. He's not a silly boy.
Nah, Robbie, come on, we got to fight about this.
They have like a knockoff Ghostbusters patch on their uniforms, which I was looking for. The revamped one is on the IMDb for the show.
Oh, boo. They have it's a triangle, which they get into how that's a yield sign, and it
Mhm.
changes the whole like application of the ghost thing. But also the ghost is very skinny, and they're like, dude, your ghost looks like he's drunk. And he's like, yeah, I know, that's why it's great. But they're called the Ghoul Busters. I don't know. I really like it. And I mean, I fucking hate comedies.
Yeah,
Especially horror comedies.
It's weird. I guess my favorite genre on the website used to be horror comedies for whatever reason.
All right, well, how's Bloody Mary in this movie? How would you break that down?
She's a spooky girl. She's like 11 or something.
A child?
She's a child, yeah.
So children are summoning other children.
I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah, well, pretty much, yeah.
Why not? We're doing segments on Bloody Mary movies. It's fine.
Well, here's the problem. We went from one that wasn't even a Bloody Mary movie
Yeah.
to one that's actually like good. And I mean, again, shout out to Shudder for booking it, because clearly they curate.
Oh, this is on Shudder?
It's on Shudder
I'm a
now.
dog.
Yeah, and it's good. Again, hour 45 is a little bit long.
That's long for a comedy horror, man.
Yeah.
I
Portuguese.
don't know. I think the pace was really. It kept up. I can't find the logo. Like, it didn't feel too long, but on paper, yeah, that is a really long runtime.
Especially if you're not the type that likes reading subtitles. All right. Well, what do you think you're going to do next week?
I want to find 360 Bloody Mary.
Okay. Well, I mean, is it hard to find?
I haven't looked into it.
Okay. Well, there we go.
Yeah,
All right.
she's
Next week.
spinning
Oh, but you know
around.
what? The Legend of Bloody Mary should be in the mail, so that one is available.
Oh, you bought a movie.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Oh,
Well,
boy.
we've done one Bloody Mary in 2 segments, and you got 18 more to go. So we got 2 more left in this month. What are we looking at? 9 and 9?
Yeah,
All right.
a minute on each one.
Okay. Here, let's go ahead and play the music as an outro.
Bloody Mary.
Y'all don't like my stinger. I love that damn stinger.
I don't know. If it takes me summoning Bloody Mary to end this, then I'll gladly do it.
All right. Well, since you're really feeling the segments today, you'll be happy to know that everybody's favorite segment is back. Second favorite now to Bloody Mary.
Jim Randy?
It's the one where we employ a former guest to do all the hard work and research that we're just not willing to do. And Thomas Burke is back with his new deep cut. And spoiler alert, it's a fucking zombie movie.
It's the TBR report. I'm back.
He slipped through the cracks. He
You're
went back out.
you're doing creepy Clark impersonations.
No,
now?
that was creepy. He slipped in,
All right,
slipped
I'm
back
sorry,
out.
I ruined kayfabe there.
That's right.
So here we go. Thomas Burke is back again. Thomas, he gets very mad at me whenever I skip this segment, and last week I had to. There's so much crap going on.
Wait, you got some flack from Tommy because you
Dude, he
skipped
gets
the
very
TBR?
angry. He doesn't sleep a lot.
Tommy,
He's up all night, 72 hours in a row. He's cutting trailers for POV horror. He's digging. He's searching in alternate languages. He's looking it up in kanji, trying to find found footage films.
how many like monitors does he have at his?
He has to have at
disposal?
least 5. And I'm sure he's not only like left, right, like around him, but like
Yeah.
up. I'm thinking 2 high, 3 wide.
Brings that too many monitors.
Indeed. You need 2 tops.
Nah, when you're doing when you're a
So
found
3
footage-
screens.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
2 screens, 1 adventurer. It's Thomas Burke. Let's do it. No, I'm not doing it again. This week, he brought to me a film called The Gerber Syndrome. And he wrote a...
Was this for babies?
Dude, I couldn't get over it either. I'm like, Gerber? Like the fucking baby food? Yeah, but The Gerber Syndrome. And Thomas writes, I resonated with your response last week, 2 weeks ago, that you're typically not an advocate for zombie horror genre, but still found Dead of Night's execution to be worthwhile in recommending. I'm going to jump in here. 2 weeks ago, I covered that Screen Life film that's only available on Snapchat and zombie thing, but it kind of covered, like an outbreak through social media, which I thought was fucking fantastic. All right, back to Thomas. So this week, I wanted to suggest another zombie horror flick that I think has gone under a few people's radars. It's an Italian horror mockumentary called The Gerber Syndrome. A new and very dangerous virus is spreading all over Europe. The storyline is the Gerber syndrome is a contagious viral disease that was discovered in Germany in 2008 and is now spreading all over the world. It is extremely contagious, fast spreading, and deadly. The syndrome is very difficult to spot because the symptoms basically mimic the flu. The virus affects the brain cells, causing damage to the central nervous system. A TV crew is making a documentary about the disease and the way that society is coping with it. Then we get into the characters. I'm not going to spend that much time getting in there. He says the film almost reminds me of a mixture of The Bay and Savage Land, which I thought were both great mockumentaries. So if you intend to enjoy these type of found footage mysteries, be sure to give Gerber Syndrome a try. Now, Thomas, you're a sadist. Also, he says, all the best. Thomas Burke, found footage adventurer, not an Esquire. The thing Thomas didn't mention in here is that the film is like unavailable. If you're in America, you can't find this thing. If you've got a what do they call the like web security thing that I should probably have?
VPN.
So can I get to the punchline first? The defense that I should have against the musical malware that now infects my computer. Which, if you don't believe me,
Let's check back in with it right now.
Oh, you know what? You read my mind. All right, yep, we got some industrial music playing. It sounds
Nice.
like Rammstein.
Oh.
All right, VPN, we need you. Sponsor us. The thing he didn't mention yet, you can't find this movie anywhere. It's not available. We're going to try and fix that. So fans of the TBR report, if you like what I'm about to say, you gotta share it. We're going to pressure people into picking up this film. Now, the reason you want to watch a mockumentary that's foreign and about zombies, which you might be rolling your eyes at all 3 of those things. This film was made in 2011, so we're talking a decade ago. And what's a trip about it is it's not a typical zombie film in any regard. Now, you're probably rolling your eyes at that right now, too. Every fucking time there's a zombie movie that somebody's like found and they're about to out and be like, oh, zombies are back. I'm not saying that. I actually was kind of conflicted with even presenting the Gerber Syndrome as a zombie film, as it's really only vaguely visual in relation in any way. The Gerber Syndrome opens as a kind of like CDC graph warning. Like we're using a bunch of charts and graphs and we're just going over what this virus is doing. And we have a lot of doctors talking about how once you get it, you might be okay, but really it's more of a medical abnormality that you survive through it. And if you do, the symptoms are so terrible that they don't even lie to patients, and they're like, you're probably going to die. And the way that the government has been dealing with it is they opened up a new branch of security called the CS team. And what they do is they basically patrol neighborhoods and try to find people who have been infected. Now, it's fucking crazy how much this mirrors COVID and our response to it. Now, in zombie films, the reason I think a lot of people romanticize zombies is they seem really easy to deal with. And once you die, you become one. So it's kind of like if you fail in life, or if you're no good, or if you betray people, or if you're not forward thinking, you die, you get bit. And then that was your fault. In this film, it's not even really clear how it's transmitted. It's not via air, but we have like candid interviews with people like we're in a church at one point, and the father there is saying it's viral. And he's saying it's the new HIV, and we should have learned from promiscuous sex, but that's where we're at. Then we have doctors who are talking about how it's it can be what do they call it? What's the thing that we found out COVID isn't table transmissible? What the fuck is the thing? Real, yeah.
Randy.
No, you know when you can get like a disease from like
Surface.
yeah, it's not transmitted on surfaces. And what are you smoking? Are you smoking weed in the podcast room now?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to out you. I was just shocked.
See Randy.
You blew that douchey vape out, and I was overwhelmed.
Because I got no more cigarette days.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry. Anyway, it mirrors completely. The thing that I think is great is we changed the application of a zombie, because when you're infected, it takes a long time. And like Thomas mentioned, early onset, it looks like the flu. So you don't know. So people start getting a little paranoid. They're like, do I have it? I don't know. Rich people start calling their doctor friends for house visits, which is one of the... we follow 3 characters in this film. Without getting too into it, one of them's a security guard that's hired by the government for the new branch. Another one is a doctor, and another one is a family who had the privilege of knowing a private doctor and has opted to not have government help because the government just is disappearing people, and people never hear back from them again. Dude, it's fucking crazy. I don't know. I was like, I had goosebumps the whole time. As a film programmer, to show this movie right now would be so powerful. And to think that a movie that clearly had a better idea of how a large society would deal with an outbreak like this, and it got overlooked. And I'm sure, back then, pre-2019, you're just like, oh, I get it. Yeah, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
But post it now, like, dude, it's so true. A couple moments that I just want to point out before I close this up. The security guard is kind of a nobody. He's like, yeah, I got this job. It's kind of cops. We're in a car driving with him around, and he's in a poor part of town where there's a lot of ladies of the night looking to make some money, even in a turbulent time where there's not a pandemic, but a virus that people are, that we don't know how to deal with. So you get this interesting imagery of people in the shadows kind of walking around, and he's like, it's hard to tell who's got it, but I got to be out here. I got to be looking. And they're like, well, how did you get this job? Did you have to do training? He's like, I answered an ad in the newspaper. And he's like, my parents, like I've kind of been like, I don't know, I like to snowboard, but I'm here now. And, I took a little bit of self-defense courses, so they like that. And he pulls up to a building and he gets out. Now, if you're a D&D fan, you'll get a trip out of this, because the motherfucker is armed not with a gun or a taser or a bat. He's got what I would call a man catcher. Are you familiar with that, Clark?
I'm a man catcher.
Oh, dude, you're I got nothing. It's so a man catcher is basically like a long pole that has like
it is.
It has a little loop at the end, right? And back with
spikes in it.
Well, in D&D it does. And on the other hand, you'd have like a trigger mechanism, kind of like a gun would have.
Yeah.
You pull it and it opens up the loop, and you're supposed to latch it onto people's neck. And when it does, you can control them from a distance so they can't get to you. So motherfucker's getting into like scuffles with people, and he's got to confirm that they're like gone. Now, again, the zombies in here don't go like brains. They're not trying to eat you, but they do attack you and they become incredibly aggressive. But it's still like they're not Resident Evil. They're kind of shambling. Honestly, they look more. Oksana pointed out a group of these people. Actually, it kind of harks back to like Titicut Follies, like they're mental health patients who are just not here anymore. They're not present. They're kind of shambling and bloody.
There's a shot in the movie that looks like straight up out of that.
Yeah, we get a little bit of privileged footage in the government building where they're taking the people, and it looks like Titicut Follies.
What does Wiseman think of that?
I don't know, but honestly, if you're a documentary filmmaker or you like that kind of just film, that application of narrative, check this one out. I know it's not available, but that's why we got to share this. We got to get this thing out here. Another great moment in this, the security driver's driving through a riot. People are protesting. It's like, wow, that feels on the nose. Another something that I've been thinking about. I've been thinking we should make a movie about a group that pops up and their whole thing is you pay them on the DL and they'll remove the homeless problem for your business. Or, you know, maybe your girlfriend got attacked by like a strung out dude while walking to work, which is something I worry about every day with Oksana.
I carry mace.
Yeah, but God, it is scary.
She
out
carries
there.
mace and a Russian disposition.
I know, and she's getting angry. She might have the Gerber syndrome, but I do think about that, and I'm like, the black market, it's supply and demand, even if it's illegal. In this film, we've got 3 dudes who I can only describe as homie figures. Remember those little gumball toys?
Indeed, I do.
And they're standing there, and they're talking to them. They're like, "So, what are you guys doing?" They're like, "We're protection." And like, what does that mean? The government has protection. And they're like, no, they do a shit job. We clean up what they leave behind. And they're like, what does that mean? Now, here's the one thing that this movie couldn't predict. It's social media. There's like no presence of social media, except for this moment. We get a YouTube video of these 3 dudes finding an infected guy, beating the shit out of him, and lighting him on fire. Not CG fire either. Dude, this movie is it's a fucking zombie movie. I can't believe I'm pumped about it. But Thomas, I'm sorry I put this off for a week. It's not only good Halloween, it's scary in a poignant way. Again, if you listen to the show, share it. Like where are all the distribution companies here? This movie is solid. It's good. And I know sometimes on here we talk about films that we really like that are found footage that are very amateur. And it's like you can make an argument that it leads to it, but like you're not going to get a off the street audience like completely invested. This one, you're going to make people feel uncomfortable. So I'm looking at you, Gravitas, Shudder, Uncorked. What else we got?
Don't you talk to Gravitas?
A POV horror, Artsploitation.
They're beneath us.
What else we got? Breaking Glass, Glass Eye. Where are you at? Pick up this movie.
Cauldron.
Cauldron, Trauma. Or Full Moon.
Full moon.
Kino, Vinegar Syndrome.
Are you naming every
Severin,
distribution company?
Arrow.
It looks like he took notes too.
Shout Factory.
Okay.
Scream Factory.
Randy, you can end this whenever you want.
Criterion. Dude, RLJE,
Right.
Anchor Bay.
For any questions, queries,
Raven
concerns,
Banner?
or comments, please direct those at
Dude,
podcast@overlooktheater.com.
Unearthed. Magnet, Neon. Dude, they're getting edgy stuff out there. Blue Underground. Code Red. Come on. I know you guys love foreign film. And you would put out a good release too. Stinky Tuna. Also, who will not take our membership.
I'm done with.
You know what? No, not Stinky Tuna. Exploitation.tv.
I'm done with this segment.
What about Putrid Productions? They're a new one I just found. They do like
Putrid Productions?
Putrid Productions. No, not a shout out. I'm just I just want to let you all know I know
think
more.
that Cauldron slipcover release would be amazing.
Oh, it'd be
for this.
amazing. Dungeon Entertainment.
What about Pig Newton?
Honestly,
That's Louis C.K.'s production company.
Now I want a battle royale. I want all those companies to fight for this movie. It's worth it. Also, I don't trust any of them. They're a fucking man. I got to try and get this on off. So I'm going to keep that on the DL. It's between us and the audience, okay?
I have a quick question. All right, close it out.
We'll close it out. A 5. If anybody knows who worked on this movie, I don't have a contact. So also, I don't know how Thomas got this film, but that's why he's the founder. He probably pulled it out of a, what do they call it? Rigor mortis hand. There's probably a dead body on the street it was clutching this VHS
He
tape.
found it in an Italian trash can.
Exactly. Or a Goodwill, the most terrifying place to buy a blank tape.
It's a garbage.
There we go.
This concludes the TBR report. This concludes the TBR report.
Did you write down like 30 fucking distribution
I
companies?
didn't count them.
Jesus Christ. This is why all right, we're going behind the curtain
No.
here for all of you. This is why we have to wait an hour and a half at past the time we're scheduled. So Russell
True.
can write down 30
No,
fucking distribution
But you know
companies.
what? All the tweets, like we're trending on Twitter right now. People are just like, that bit fucking ruled.
Oh man.
I only do it for you. You all cringe whenever I do this stuff, and it makes me happy.
I know. I'm gonna.
Hey, it's a give and a take. You blow vape weed in my face, and I give you 40 distribution companies.
I have never blown smoke in
You
your
didn't blow
face.
it. It kind of wafted over.
It wafts over.
And much like the vape culture, it's weak and very fragile, and it just kind of went away really quick.
Do you know how much I hate myself for doing that? I hate it so much.
Well, we love you, and that's the power of the family. You can do no wrong in my eyes, except when you have the white trash front yard and you leave dishes everywhere and there's crumbs all over the floor, and you wear glasses in here and I can't look you in the eye, and you have headphones on and people are ringing the doorbell and you don't answer the door. You
Has
want me to
that
keep going? It would happen with Oksana's parents, but
Oh, when?
Yesterday morning. I didn't hear it either. We were upstairs.
nobody heard. And then she was kind of like, okay, cool.
I thought they
Oh,
were going to
no.
call me. When they...
It doesn't matter. Again, I'm just saying I love you despite everything.
Yeah, it's very strong headphones in
Yeah, of course, because you're like schizophrenic. You walk around with headphones on,
all the time.
and
I can't do that. I'm always afraid someone's going to sneak up on me like I do you constantly without meaning to.
I know. They're like, keeps me on my toes.
All right.
Randy,
Yes, sir.
talk.
I will talk now about a foreign film that did get distribution. It's a film that our friend Robbie Smith talked about when he was here a couple
No,
weeks
we
ago.
already covered that. The Bloody Mary movie.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about that one again, just to drive that into the ground. No, I did see a movie called Knocking, directed by Frida Kempf. This is a Swedish film. Clark, you might be into it based off of the runtime, which is 78 minutes.
Oh, I love it. I love the Swedes. 2 for 2.
You get in, you get out. It's good. It's so basically this movie starts out with the main character whose name is Molly. She is just getting out of a psych ward after a nervous breakdown. And then she gets a apartment, which is like, this is kind of creepy, like very grimy looking apartment. And like the first night that she's there, she starts hearing knocking coming from the roof above her. So she goes and like, talks to her upstairs neighbor and like tries to figure out what's going on. They're like, no, it's not me. It's nothing. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then, yes, things start to get gradually like weirder. It keeps happening. There's like a ring of blood that she can see like in the ceiling.
That's normal.
Yeah. So she thinks something's going on, but we're not 100% sure if maybe it's just having like another psychotic, episode or something. So yeah, it's actually pretty creepy. There's a lot of really good cinematography in it. I know when we talked to Robbie, we talked about the director, how she had only done documentary before this. Wouldn't have guessed. I mean, this movie is very stylized. It's really pretty tense and creepy. She does a lot of like really cool, sort of like tracking shots and stuff with the camera. So, there's like a lot of shots where you could tell the camera is kind of like attached to the main character's like body. So when she's moving, it's like, it has this really weird effect. It's kind of like the
I hate
shot
that our
that's-
listeners didn't get to see Randy's body
I
moving
know.
during that.
It's kind of like it has the effect of like Spike Lee's like double dolly shots kind of,
Oh,
but it's like
God,
more
here you go
frantic.
with
It's
the-
like moving a lot.
the
Double dolly,
the
dude.
Double dolly.
Yeah, it's cool. It's really stylized. It's pretty creepy. Yeah, it's not like great, but it's like a solid 3 and definitely like want to see this director do more like horror
You
genre-y stuff.
Golly, you come in with the silver dagger every time, dude.
It's fine. It's a good movie. 3's good.
3 is forgettable.
Nah, man. We have different ratings. We've discussed this.
We definitely do.
I think Randy just should lose a star permanently. Like he should just be on a 4-star, but
I
never
honestly
change.
think so too.
All right, Randy gave it 3 inches. You're not very excited about it. In other words,
Yeah, because
It's
like
good.
Randy,
I would recommend seeing it if you can see it in the theater. I was also the only person in the theater that saw this movie.
and you only got a 3. Come on, man.
Yeah,
Come on.
Wait, you were the only one there?
correct.
Man, I haven't been the only one in the movie in so long.
Oksana, do we got that playing out here? We haven't in
I'll
any
look.
theater. Okay.
I tried
I
looking up showtimes for the Bay Area, and I didn't see any, like, based on a,
All
quick
right.
2-minute
What-
Google search.
What the fuck is that all about? You abandoned us, dude. Stop looking at our theaters.
Yeah, you abandoned your boy.
I don't know, man. Plaza's killing it. They got good stuff.
Nah, implausible.
What kind of concessions they got over there? They got dogs?
Oh, you thinking?
I don't know if they have hot dogs. I haven't.
What
the
kind of
fuck?
theater is this?
They might. I
bullshit?
haven't inquired or looked. I just got a
Oh, dude, listen to this.
popcorn.
So, a couple weeks ago,
Yeah,
went to-
Randy, shut up. Clark's got something to say.
what were we talking about? Hot dogs.
Okay.
2 weeks ago, I went to the AMC in Phoenix, and I was going to get a hot dog because, as I told you, AMC has the premier
Mhm.
hot dog program in the Cineplexes in the United States.
Again, that's AMC, our only sponsor.
And I go and procure a hot dog. 5 minutes later, after I paid for said hot dog, they said all their hot dogs are frozen. And would I like some pretzel bites?
Oh,
And I said, you can pretzel bite my butt.
how angry were you?
Very angry.
I bet you had a Karen
because
moment.
I was hungry.
You're like, no, let me talk to your manager.
No, and then this 16-year-old nurse said, may I recommend our macaroni and cheese bites? I said, no, you may not. You may refund me my $6.50.
Really?
Which they did.
You didn't eat?
No, I ate after.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I had Chipotle
Yeah,
after.
look, don't take it out on them. I worked with food. I waited tables, okay?
Dude, I worked in a kitchen. I get it.
No, the kitchen and the table service.
But they
is
should have
very
given me a
different.
heads up.
They don't know.
Dog, I worked front of house, back of house, middle of house, outside of the house.
These kids they went to school on Zoom, dude. They don't
Yeah.
know anything.
They don't know anything because they have actively chosen to live in Phoenix.
All right. What were we talking about? Oh, yeah.
All right, so
knocking.
3 stars.
Knocking on.
So when
Yeah,
you
it's
say
good.
so when you say it's not great, but it's good, talk
Uh-huh.
about those two things, Randy. What could have made it from good to great?
That's a good question. I don't know. It just it didn't. I don't know. I felt like there
Was it
could have
story
been.
problems, acting, production.
Yeah, it kind of felt like they could have. I don't know, fleshed it out a little bit. Like maybe had a little more ideas in it. Like it almost does a Rear Window thing, but it doesn't like go that far, and it almost does like a Polanski like apartment trilogy thing.
Yeah, that's the first
Yeah.
impression I had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
But-
actually, a long time ago, I started writing a script called Footsteps. And it was going to be a girl who was like, kind of like, 30s. And
You've talked about Footsteps.
yeah, she lived alone in an apartment. And, there's no characters in the movie but her. And she kind of like builds a picture of people based on the noises she hears outside. And then I realized, I think that's a real movie already. And I think Tobin Bell's in it. And it's like, oh, Tobin Bell's in it? Is he the killer? And it's like, I'm about to spoil a movie I don't know the title to, but he's the killer, guys. I don't know.
Make your choice.
And he comes over as like the mechanic or so. She's like, oh, my radiator's not working. And he's like, I'll help. And it's like, oh, you're the only other character in this movie? Yeah, I don't know. I was writing it. Randy, it sounds great. Now, also, I like how Clark was digging into you for looking for more out of your review when Clark's go-to is just go beat by beat and spoil the movie without actually talking about it.
Yeah.
No, I change it up. I either spend 5 minutes talking about absolutely nothing or
I know. Do you know,
fully spoil.
do you know how many complaints I got about you just ruining Wild Indian? Like,
I had some positive feedback about my Wild
did
Indian
you?
review.
Who is this soul? Who is this?
Sam?
Who?
Sam.
Did you just make
Listener.
this person up?
Sam.
Oh, listener Sam.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Screenplay writer and friend. He works on UF with us. Sam, are you a fucking idiot? Don't tell him this shit. My God. Also, I don't know if Sam wants me to mention this, but he just wrote a script that's kind of like Lovecraft meets farm life. Dude, it's fucking great. I actually
Farm life?
Yeah, it's like a farm family. And a little,
It's like a farm family?
well, I don't know. I feel like I'm walking on a treacherous ground right now.
I'm walking on sunshine.
Okay. Yeah, he's got like a little like Midsommar kind of like meets Midwest life. You know what? It was great.
White boys.
You know, actually, if you have it on Reddit, I think you shared it on Reddit. Go ahead and share it with me, Sam. Send it to Oksana. We could throw that up on Twitter.
It's Midsommar's It Meets White Boys.
I'll tell you, I've been reading like a lot, and not just pamphlets like Clark lies to all of our lovely audience. No, like books. Like I'm getting smart. My head's so heavy because my brain is so big right now,
And you have a tumor.
and it's partially ego, even though I'm very humble.
You have malignant.
Yeah.
You've got Gabriel.
No, I'm much more of a bad benign kind of guy.
Dude, if you
You shut up.
Randy, could you imagine if Russell had a malignant tumor in the back of his head, like in the film, and Russell was doing parkour everywhere backwards?
Dude, that'd be tight.
That'd be the best thing ever.
I'd join the
You've
UFC.
got the hair for it.
Oh yeah, I can hide it. Dude, should I be that for Halloween?
You should be malignant.
Dude.
Walk backwards everywhere.
The backwards man. No, also, I don't want to skip over that, but Bad Benign is a real thing. Also a better title than Bad Benign, because that's a double punchline on an okay joke. Yeah, what was I talking about?
I have no idea.
I have no idea. Oksana, producer, help. Where was I going with this?
I don't know.
I was building and it was going to crush. And I was talking about
you were reading?
Oh, the books. Yeah, I actually put down, currently I'm reading 4 books right now. I put them all down to finish that script. So keep an eye out on the Twitter. If you're a real fan, you'll be on the Twitter. And that's it for my knocking review.
Randy, anything else?
Give it 3 inches.
No, nothing else really. I have just been watching horror movies that I've never seen that everyone else has seen. So I finally watched Christine.
Okay, Randy.
And The Fog.
No, don't tease me with movies I hope you love, because I know you're going to hate them all. Would you have rated anything a 4 or higher?
I rated Christine a 4.
Oh, I love it. Christine.
Whoa.
Christine is a dark horse. I'm glad. Great film. I love it.
Never seen it.
It's good.
Randy, I'm
There's
so
a bad
happy.
car. That's all you need to know.
I like bad cars.
Oh.
Getting coffee.
Excuse me? You've never watched Christine?
I watched the good Christine.
Okay, shut up, first off.
Thank you.
I thought you liked cars, dude.
I do.
Apparently
But they
not.
don't kill.
All right, let's do this. We got to watch The Car, and Christine. We'll
Okay.
do some... Dude, maybe
And
that could be
Rubber.
the next barbecue.
And rubber.
Is Rubber a car movie?
It's a tire.
Oh, it's not a condom?
What? No.
I know.
No,
what Rubber
killer
is.
condom is killer condom.
Oh, yeah, okay. We'll do a double
Yeah.
rubber. Well, the
Double
double
rubber.
protection night.
Oh, there you go.
All right.
Well, I think I did see something that Randy Michaelstadt also saw this week, as we have talked about it a little bit. I'm going to spend most of my time talking about the newest
A24 film Lamb.
I didn't see Lamb.
I
And I missed
know.
it. I know. I didn't.
Yeah, what the fuck? How did neither of you watch Lamb? Randy, I'm looking at you.
I went and saw Knocking instead because I don't know if that's going to be out much longer. And
Yeah,
A24 is probably going to be out for a while.
See, that's logic.
All right, I'm not going to talk about Lamb later. I just wanted to early on put pressure on both of you. Watch it. We can talk about it next week.
Well, I gotta watch it. I didn't watch it Thursday because I was very tired, and I decided to watch that piece of garbage Netflix thing about the teens.
Well, what's stopping you today?
I'm negative $16. That's what's stopping me today.
Okay, I stand corrected.
I stand alone. Midnight Mass was seen by me and with Randy Michaelstadt, and we are trying vehemently to get one Russell John and Oksana Valeria now to let's get it going. Midnight Mass.
I've been to Midnight Mass. I love Peaches Christ, the best drag queen we have in San Francisco. She used to do it all the time. She just hasn't been lately.
I've fallen asleep during Midnight Mass at least twice, and not the show.
Okay, I've been to one of those Midnight Masses before.
You've been to Mass?
Yeah. My mom, again, which I used to mention on the show a lot, my mom used to guilt me all the time for not bringing me to church enough.
Yeah, but that's Catholic church.
Okay, I don't know what I'm talking about. I've been to a church at midnight before.
So that's the thing. So yeah, I was not raised Catholic, so honestly, Catholicism comes across as very silly to me. But I appreciate what they're going for here. But regardless, Midnight Mass is truly one of the best, one of the more engrossing stories I've seen recently. I just really had a fun time with it. It was fun. It brought me in because it was interesting and weird. The first episode, it all takes place in this remote island town. I don't know, Randy, would you... it was sort of nondescript in the area, but you kind of get a little bit of New England vibes, right?
Oh, God.
Yeah, I thought it was like a northeastern thing.
Yeah, you definitely get a northeastern vibe. Now, minus the accents. You just get more of a rural, small town vibe, opposed to, heavy accented areas.
What was that hacky Leonardo movie that I'm thinking of now?
The Beach.
No, not The Beach. The one where they're on an island and it's like
The Beach.
Shutter.
Shutter
Island.
Yeah.
On Shutter Island.
Oh.
Come
and let's play together.
Okay.
You don't know the words. I know the words.
On Epstein Island. All right.
Binya.
So we're on, they call it's Crockett Island, but they call it the Crock Pot.
I like that.
Yes.
All right, I'm in.
Now, the series opens up, Russell Fisher, the series, whee, happy Sunday. The series opens up with a murder where our lead character, Riley Flynn, is drunk.
Okay.
And he kills a teenager in a VW Bug. And then he is sentenced to jail for his crimes.
Okay.
And he goes to jail for 4 years for manslaughter, which seems not a lot of time for killing a person. But I think it was 4 to 10 and he was out on good behavior.
Yeah.
So then he goes back to his tiny little island town with his simple parents. And his mom is very warm and welcoming. She welcomes him back in. And Daddy is mad. Daddy doesn't want to talk to him. So there's fractured relationship there. Also, there's unrequited love situation. And we start to meet the rest of the misfits on this island. And growing up in a small town, I relate to all the small town politics. And this plays a huge part in it. But everything starts to get a little weird when the pastor of the church does not return from his visit to the Holy Land.
Now, let me jump in here. You're talking about small town, like culture. That's very Stephen King. Mm-hmm. And I know Mike Flanagan loves Stephen King. Does this have anything to do with King?
I can't answer that because Stephen King means very little to me.
Okay. And there are people just out there that
and yes, I hear people gasping on the other side.
Yeah,
of the radio.
A lot of Easter eggs and shit. And another Stephen King thing is like old history. Like, do we get a lot of that? Like the land is.
You get a little bit of that, yeah.
All right, those are the things I like about him. So I'm trying to. Fucking Squid Game, man. I don't know if I can do 2 shows like that in October. But you're selling me on it.
I saw the first 5 minutes of Squid Game.
What's the pacing like of this show?
It picks up.
Oh, okay. So it starts a little slow.
It doesn't start slow. It starts
with a murder.
It starts kind of light.
Okay.
Then it gets really heavy.
Then it gets midnight.
The reason why I love this series, the first couple episodes, there is a copious amount of Neil Diamond in the soundtrack.
I thought you were going to say nudity.
No. Zero nudity.
Okay.
Not a tit or a dick in this whole thing.
All right.
little disappointing in that regard. But well,
You were at Small Town. That's where I cut you off. I'm sorry.
a lot of Neil Diamond
Okay.
in the soundtrack, so that pulled me in. You know, they're playing Suleiman, Suleiman. It's a good song.
Not a fan.
You don't mess with Neil Diamond, dude?
Nah, he's a diamond in the rough in my book.
No, that means it's good.
I don't know.
Anyway, so the priest leaves. He doesn't return, but a very young priest comes back. And the priest says, hey, I don't know.
Young priest, I instantly go, There Will Be Blood. Or what was that In the Pines type movie that we liked? The Devil and... What was
Devil
that
all
one?
the time.
Devil all the time.
Devil all the time.
Dude, the young
Devil
priest
all the
being
time.
like a little like Damien shit. I'm kind of
Yeah.
like over it. Are we doing that
I
here?
say young priest. Hey, let's call him 40.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not like 22.
No,
Okay.
no. Let's call him 40.
I'm back in.
Hamish Linklater plays that guy.
Excuse me?
I love that guy. He's great.
Hamish?
Hamish.
Okay.
And
Is he Amish? He can't be Amish and Christian.
just Hamish. No.
It sounds like Amish.
Okay, but my name is Clark. Am I a shark? The fuck is that logic?
I mean, also Amish. Shout out to the new Paranormal movie. Paranormal Activity will be Amish.
Will it really?
Yeah.
I'm in.
Also, I'll tell you,
How are they going to do that with no cameras?
one of the close friends of the show that we've had on before, that was his idea too. Scrapped it because of the movie.
Oh.
Yeah, can't talk about it.
All right, we'll talk about it off
So
air.
nobody tell
forget.
anybody.
Write that down. Anyway,
Hamish.
so when the new priest comes into town, and people are a little wary of the new priest, and in the village, there is a little girl, 16, 17, somewhere in there, and she was paralyzed because a stray bullet hit her spinal cord,
Oh, fuck.
and she was shot by the town drunk. And they go to church, and the new priest was they were doing taking the sacrament and whatnot, and he's got up his little cracker wafer, and he's telling the girl in the wheelchair, he's like, the body of Christ, but he's waiting for her to walk,
Oh.
and she gets up and walks and takes the cracker, and miracles start to happen.
Yeah, that can't be good.
Oh, it's not good. Oh, Russell, it's not good at all.
All right. How long? It's 7. We're looking at
Also,
7 hours, dude.
Oksana, heads up, there are many. You cannot keep count
of the wieners.
of the amount of dead cats.
Oh.
That's supposed to sell me on it.
I'm warning you. I'm warning you.
Sold me on it.
Me too.
Ooh.
There's a beach full of dead
You guys
cats.
are gonna get the cat lady community against this show.
Yeah. Pair that with our 2-sentence
fine.
horror story this week.
That's
there
true.
there may or may not be an angel who shows up who
From Buffy?
may or may not look like a demon. This show is great, man. I really, really loved it. It moved me to tears. The penultimate episode was one of the bigger gasping moments I've had in a
Oh.
while. And if it were not for, the binge culture which we currently occupy, that'd be a hell of a cliffhanger there. And the last episode just, bleak. Bleak but beautiful. Depending on how you view it.
So, we were watching
Great. Loved it.
We're watching Squid Game, and I have to commiserate with you there. We finished an episode, and it had a great cliffhanger. And I remember it, like I lived in this one moment for so long. And I'm like, wow, can I overcome my own emotion and clearly the bad decision to continue right now? And can I live here and kind of just think about it and mull it over? And then, it's almost like a dream that happened in less than a second. And I turned to Oksana, I'm like, all right, you want to keep going, right? And it's like, man, the fucking binge culture shit ruins these shows.
Yeah.
I hate it. Also, you know how I'm complaining that it's 7 hours, right? Like a movie?
Yeah.
It's not, though. If it was coming out every week, kind of like Mandalorian did, I can do that. I can take little bites out of it.
Yeah.
Then we could talk about it and like kind of live with it. Except you watched it in a week.
But see, that's the thing is that if you've got discipline,
Yeah,
you can do that.
Who in this room has that?
I don't.
Maybe Oksana.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Again, that Russian disposition.
I can't do that. It killed the water cooler, man. You can't go to the water cooler and be like, dude,
Yeah.
you check out Squid Game.
I would rewatch Midnight Mass.
All right, let's rewatch it.
Weekly.
Ooh, I could do it now. It's fine.
All
I
right.
still probably wouldn't do it.
I don't know if I'm sold. I mean, you and Robbie, I respect you both. I love you both. Robbie, in both cases, a little bit more.
Robbie's
but-
digging it.
Yeah, oh my God. When we
Yeah.
talked to him on the show, he was like, you got to watch it. He also mentioned.
Oh, yeah, because I had no.
yeah, I know.
I was not into the previous 2 series by Mike Flanagan.
I think he also mentioned that, like, you know, in Hush, there's a poster for Midnight Mass, and somebody's reading a book in Gerald's game
Yep.
called Midnight Mass.
Oh.
Like, it's kind of been like, I don't know. I guess it's his dream thing. I don't know. We don't do research on
Oh,
the
that's
show. Why
right.
am I talking about that? You know what we got? We got hot fucking takes. We got Randy over here talking shit on everything, giving 3
Hey,
inches to great movies.
If it'll sell you any more, I'm probably like a 4.25 on this show.
What?
It's close to 4.5.
Why isn't it just a 4.5 then?
It's getting there. It wasn't at first, but then I kept thinking about it. Like after I finished the series,
I don't know.
it stayed in my brain for a while.
No, it's great.
He's like, I got some Blue Chew, and it's starting to kick in, so we're getting to 4.5.
I'll tell you that,
inches.
Russ. I'm siding with you, Randy. I think. What can we do to encourage you to switch over to a 4-star system?
2 inches. Oh, I'm 4-star.
Nothing. Unlike you, I don't give in to terrorism.
God, how do we look at the help we have on this show? They're mean to us
I know.
constantly.
God,
Oksana
our
and-
support group is a pit of vipers.
All right. Well, you know what? Let's stop fucking around. It's Halloween. We love found footage movies. You know we're going to talk about it. It's VHS 94.
Yeah,
I've been dying to see this fucking movie.
yeah.
We were shooting Blu-ray Tuesday. Again, that's on YouTube. Check it out. Terrell dressed up like Freddy Krueger. We were having a great time. Then immediately after, he's like, I gotta leave. I'm so tired. And then Jasadi was also very tired, but he's like, let's watch a movie. And that's code for I'm gonna pass out the minute this movie comes on. Looked at Oksana. She's like, let's watch a movie. That's code for I'm gonna pass out the minute this movie.
False.
So then we get a text from Terrell. Did you know VHS 94 is out today? I went, don't answer him. Put that phone down. Let's watch it right now. They fell asleep. They took a good hour and 90-minute nap.
I saw most of it.
Hour and 90 minutes.
No, you know, they actually, I felt bad because they were doing the thing that you do in a theater when you don't want to go to sleep. but
Jerking off.
You're fighting him. When the movie's like a 4.25 and it's up there, so you got to beat it down a little bit. No, when you're coming in and out and you're not retaining any story, but you feel like you're winning. You're
Yeah.
like, no, I'm not asleep. They were both doing that. I, however, was I buckled up. I was ready to go. What we had, wait, I actually have
Yeah.
notes on this.
What
We had
time did
Jennifer
y'all-
Reeder.
What time did y'all start this?
Holy shit, 10:30. I think it was like 10:30, right?
hmm
Dude, I started this a little late. I started this at 9 o'clock.
That's
dude.
very late for you.
Well, I had just wrapped up Midnight Mass, and I'm like, let's double up, baby.
Oh shit, damn.
Yeah, I was rolling.
And you did it all in one take? You
Did it in
didn't?
one take.
I'm proud of you.
Thank
Look
you
at
so
you.
much.
You're a midnight maniac.
That's
now.
right.
Shout out to Jesse
midnight,
Hawthorne.
I'm a midnight mass hole, baby.
Oh damn. I don't like that. Anyway, so VHS 94, we have a wraparound by Jennifer Reeder. We got Storm Drain, a segment by Chloe Okono.
Jennifer Reeder from Knives and Skin.
Knives and Skin, which was great.
I love Knives and Skin.
Chloe, who doesn't have a feature film, but she worked on a short called Slut. Oksana, I hope you were.
She directed a short called Slut,
Yeah, she directed it. We got to tweet that one out.
which
So add that to the ongoing
which
list.
we saw right before this very record, and is great. Send that to Randy.
I was like half in on it.
I loved it.
And then I was full in.
I loved it.
You know, honestly, it's like a 4.25 for
It's
me.
kind of awesome poster too.
You know what? I'll tell you right now. I think it's a 3.5 to a 4 for Randy.
All right. Well, how do you want to do this one? I don't want to do beat by beat. I don't want to
Okay.
spoil anything, but I would like to cover all of the
Okay, well, I've been trying to talk to you about this when you're like, save it for the show, save it for the
let's
show.
save it for the show.
I got a lot of thoughts. All
All right,
on the
well,
wraparound.
So here, let's do it this way. If you look up online and you're trying to get a feel, like what are people thinking? Again, this breaks down like any pretty much horror movie and especially found footage, where you look at any outlet that's like a company or a corporation, they're all like, the found footage gimmick is back and it fucking sucks. This is a waste of time. Time to eject the film. You know, like it's thank you for nothing.
Yeah.
You're all waste. Then you look at like regular people, and I think they're kind of digging it. I don't know anybody that's like in love. Like, this is my new favorite VHS. I have not heard that one time. But
Do you know what it's tomatoing at?
Yes.
48.
95% certified fresh.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, what the fuck? I mean, dude, I was reading like outlets who were like kind of trashing it. I don't know, maybe everybody's kind of like, it's okay.
What were those outlets though?
God, the only one I can think of off the top of my head was IGN. I read I must have gone on the who are the two dead critics that people love unless you're horror fans?
Roger Ebert?
Yeah, I think whoever covered it there. Again, I don't even believe these people watch. Anyway, they reduced this movie to a gimmick, which is
Dude,
found footage.
You are right about the reviews.
They're terrible.
Because hit the rewind button.
Oh, dude, it's
Such a bad take.
Man.
hey, remember the Blair Witch? Well, we're doing it again. It's like, oh, fuck you, dude. Like, anyway, we have a found footage film fest, so we are clearly the best people to cover a film like this. And on top of that, me and Clark are big anthology fans.
Love an anthology.
Now, what's the most important thing about an anthology?
The wraparound.
The wraparound. It's the glue.
Wraparound.
It's the binding to the book. I didn't like it.
You didn't like the wraparound.
Jennifer Reeder, I love you. God, come on the show. You know, we had her booked. We were talking to her publicist a while ago, and we fumbled the ball. It's on us. Me and Clark were much lazier back then. Now I'm looking back on it. I'm like, fuck, we should have just made that one happen.
Yeah.
But the wraparound, dude, here's my problems. I have some big problems with the film. I think they nail the aesthetic of like a 90s handheld shot on video movie. I don't like the tone. I feel like the whole movie overall is kind of goofy. Like everything's kind of like tongue in cheek. With Jennifer Reeder, the thing I didn't like about her wraparound is we follow a SWAT team. We're kind of like a field reporter. And we're moving through a building that is fucking incredible. Set design, everything is incredibly interesting. When we open the movie, like from the get-go, I think they break format. Like, I think it opens with like a weird cross-edited format break.
Yeah.
And then we get in the back of a truck, and then we're in. Like, we're on point. The problem I have is that the way that they usher in the shorts here is while we're following around a SWAT team, we'll pass like a TV and it'll be staticky, and then we kind of zoom in on it. Which one is like, why is the reporter doing that, or whoever's filming? But then that's what leads into the short. And I'm like, man, it was making me miss like VHS 2, where we have like a PI who breaks into a house and he's watching it. Like, I like that feeling of the narrator's watching this with us right now. And when we come back, they'll comment on it. Right? We got none of that here. We're just kind of like moving through, finding dead bodies, reacting to it. Oh, hey, there's a projector on the wall. New short. I don't know. What'd you think?
It took me a little while to get used to that. I was like, it seemed a little clunky at the beginning. Also, Low Clunky is my rap name.
Hell yeah.
And I just, because they popped the VHS tape in, and now we start with the first segment, which I think we can all agree was possibly our favorite and the strongest that we thought.
2? You're talking about VHS 2? Oh, or you're talking about the first short in VHS 94.
Correct.
Yeah, the one from Chloe, Storm Drain.
Yeah, Storm Drain's great.
Loved it. Again, interesting premise. It's a reporter going down to a storm drain to report on the current situation. And you don't really need to know more than that. There is a urban legend of the Rat Man, who
the Rat Man's great.
Who we're hoping will make an appearance. But here's what I want from found footage. Oh, another critique for the whole film. Everything was pretty scripted. It felt scripted like in a heavy-handed way. And right now, one of the 4 books I'm reading is a transcript of a documentary about Ghostwatch. Go ahead, let that sink in for a little bit.
Yikes.
They talk about how you have to unlearn filmmaking. Like, I mean, Leslie Manning is a hell of a director. And she's talking about how you need a script because you need to have your actors know what they're doing, but they need to learn it and then forget it. And this is the only way you can capture live TV. They don't do that here. But again, I'm not very nitpicky because one of the things we like to complain about is how fucking horror movies can never get a news anchor right.
Yeah.
They never get the tone or the personality.
Yeah.
They do here.
Yeah.
And honestly, it was good enough for me.
Yeah. And you know me, I love a local news broadcast.
Yeah.
And they nail that. The aesthetic was great because it opens up like them doing a news story on the news.
Yep.
They nail it.
They killed it.
And then they go and they do a remote and they're trying to find the Rat Man. We will save that. And then also easily the best visual gag that happens at the end of this, which was incredible.
Now the visuals here are what a lot of, okay, I know what you're talking about. The last visual gag is incredible. It harks back to They Live for me.
100%.
Yeah, and the thing is, the location in that first short is so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, are they really in a storm drain right now?
Yeah.
Did they put that graffiti there? It was making me think of the Fear footage.
Also, I've heard that you said that there is some critique about creatures.
People do not love it.
Why?
Let's say the Rat Man does show up. I honestly think it's very polarizing.
I thought it was great.
You know, I could nitpick in like the found footage kind of like Dogma style where it's like the camera language throughout this whole movie is kind of weak in the found footage respect. Like I think all the filmmakers they got on board here are just, they're fucking professional and they know how to make like a good looking movie. And that's another issue. The 94 angle, it feels like there's just like 8 filters on all of the footage in this film.
Yeah.
Yet they all look fucking great. Like the clarity is still there. And the aspect ratio. We're in 16:9 here. We're not doing the like boxed mode, like shot on video.
Yeah.
Which, you know, honestly, if you buy into that ARG argument I made before, where you don't have to trick the audience that it's real. If there's an agreement, I thought it was fucking cool.
Yeah.
I'm like, throw a filter on, make it widescreen. It looks good on the TV. The camera language, though, I'm kind of like, y'all aren't acting like this is really happening, which is such a nitpicky, lame fucking thing to say. But I loved it. We liked it so much that we looked up Chloe Short, which again, we'll throw that on Twitter.
We're big fans.
Segue into, you covered a Mike Flanagan show. Now, a lot of reviews. I never read reviews, but when it comes to found footage, you know, we're professionals. We put on a found footage show. So I want to know what people are thinking. A lot of people are saying Simon Barrett basically took an episode of The Haunting of Hill House and made it his short, which is The Empty Wake. Did you get that at all?
Well, I didn't finish Hill House.
Okay, there's an episode. You should jump into that. It reminds me of the Refn show where you're like, there's one episode I'll watch. There's one, because of course you grew up.
By the way, I rewatched that one Refn episode. Not as good as I thought.
Not as well. When you put the bar up that high, it's hard to clear it every time.
Yeah.
This one, you grew up in a damn mortuary.
Yeah.
The whole episode takes place in one room, and it's at a wake.
Yeah.
And it's family turmoil. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. It's great. If you like The Empty Wake, the Simon Barrett one, I don't know. It's kind of like a found footage version of that.
You liked this one?
I don't know. I feel bad whenever I come to a film and I'm like, I know what's going to happen, because I actively try not to do that. Like, who's that for? Like, if you're watching a Shyamalan movie and you start the movie going, what's the twist? Like, are you even fucking watching the film?
This is the lower half for me.
Oh, okay. You did not like Simon Barrett.
Well, that's strong. Now the third one, the penultimate.
Okay. Timo from VHS 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
That one.
That was called The Subject.
His are just far too long, man. And that one just goes on and opens up with single-handedly the worst CG that we have experienced.
Is it CG? It looks animated.
It looks stupid.
We're talking about the fire, right?
and the human tarantula.
Here, okay. Now we kind of yada
It
yada
looks like
yada.
Toy Story.
Hold on. So the empty wake. You know what? Let me pull this up. I figured we might not have much to say about it. It's kind of one note.
Yeah.
I love the ending. Do you remember the ending? I don't know. There's like a visual gag that happens in there that I thought was really good. Oksana, can you pull up Adrian Tofe's review of VHS 94? We'll come back to that because Adrian, director of Be My Cat, he had some thoughts to share about 94 that I thought were interesting. But yeah, Timo, the subject, the one I didn't like about that one, it's subtitles.
Very strange for Adrian to have opinions. Continue.
Now, you don't want to read it? Here, I'll do it. Okay, here. We got Adrian.
Dick.
So Adrian, he says, I'm going to skip ahead to just the Simon Barrett part. My guess is that Simon Barrett's funeral home segment was inspired from Mike Flanagan's famous episode 6 in The Haunting of Hill House. So many similarities in tone, settings, and atmosphere and plot. The segment works almost as a found footage reinterpretation of that episode. A very good one for sure. Now, much like Randy, what do you think he gave this movie overall?
2.
2.5. The rest of his review, better and more meaningful and socially relevant than the crappy trailer they made, but so unequal, with segments ranging from great to bad in this exact order. So I guess he had a similar take that we did. The first 3 ones vary from great to good. I'd rate them between 7 and 6. The 4th one is interesting in scope, but a failed attempt. I'd rate it 4. And the rapping segment conclusion is total crap. I'd rate it 2. And almost ruins the entire film, which is still the best VHS in the series. That's some hard words there, Adrian.
Yeah.
Even better than the first one, I'd say. A lot of footage really looks like it's from the 90s. Thank you for pulling that up. Yeah, okay, so the thing I didn't like about Timo, one, subtitles, it was getting late at that point.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, now you're making me work? This is the 3rd, short. Okay. I'm here. He's everybody's favorite segment probably in the whole franchise.
Oh, yeah, the demon
from
one?
VHS 2, yeah. And
well, because that one's like 47 minutes long.
Here's the thing. This one really just felt like Frankenstein's Army to me.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it doesn't, like, everything I was reading, people were like, the only original one is Timo, and like, Timo? Am I saying his name right? I think it's Timo.
There's also way too much muzzle flare.
The muzzle flare does look like it was from a phone app. But
it looks terrible.
Yeah, it looks like a Corridor crew would rip him for that. Yeah. We're millennials. We can give a shout out to Corridor crew.
By the way, Corridor crew is they're not staying in their lane, dude.
I saw. They're getting into
they're like, oh, your camera on your iPhone's not as cool as you think it is.
And then
it's like, neither are you guys.
And in my head, I'm that narrative is happening. I'm thinking those thoughts, and then you look at how many people watched it, and you're like,
I don't care, dude.
We got to start critiquing iPhone cameras, dude.
We do our own thing. All right, so we had some brief technical difficulties, but we are back.
Web Helper got me. Yeah. Thank you for all the support from our audience, but you didn't get to me in time. It consumed my computer. Blood started coming out of it. I saw a 13-year-old girl. She looked like she was from the Victorian era. Her name was Mary. She was covered in blood.
Now she's dead. So the last thing we need to talk about with Prowls. So what do you think about our...
I'd say I'm on the Prowls.
Former guest, Ryan Prowls?
I'd say, he likes to dip his toe into the pool of racism. He likes to get that edgy subject matter.
Yeah.
He likes to delve in the dark.
Little controversy here and there.
I'll tell you, one of my early critiques of this movie was the tone. I didn't want it to be jokey. I didn't want to... It kind of felt like WNUF to me. Where it's like, hey, we're doing a retro thing. Get it? Doop, doop, doop. Except WNUF, I got on board for it. I really like it at the end of the day. It's a comedy.
Yeah.
Ryan Prowse, I think he's the only one whose tone I appreciated. I'm like, okay, it is funny. And for being again, if somebody's going to dive into racism, I'm with Ryan. He did kind of I have a little bit of a problem with the contemporary feeling alt-right militia group, which is like, the fear of Democrats everywhere right now. In 94, and they're kind of like talking shit on Clinton. I'm like, I don't really buy that. But
I do.
You do? Okay. I realize that I'm very contrarian, and I'm in the Bay Area. So I end up fighting for a bunch of people that I don't actually know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I end up defending the R's. Honestly, I've realized I am a hardcore centrist. I just fucking hate both sides. And I'm like, even the libertarian stuff, I'm like, we got to reel everything back in. So I'm like, I've got fervor for the center, baby. I'm a bullseye boy. That's what I've got.
Oh, the Bullseye Boys.
I like that. You know what? You all want to join my militia group or the Bullseye Boys? It's a double entendre.
I thought that this was one of the more...
You didn't like it?
Better acted.
Oh, okay. I do too.
I really liked the performances in this. I liked our central guy with those little possum eyes.
I like the location.
Great. The location was wonderful. I like how it all came together, like their secret weapon.
Dude, the premise here, dude, I thought it was great.
I really liked it.
Like, okay, without spoiling it, so the idea is that this alt-right militia group has I also hate the term alt-right. That's more like propaganda and shit. This militia group is going to take down a government building, which is like one of the lame things that like-minded radical libertarians always talk about. Like, let's take out the mail building. We'll stop the postal service.
Yeah.
Whatever. And they have a secret weapon. We get encrypted territory here.
Yeah.
The thing I want to mention is when you're dealing with like monsters or like cryptids, and everybody already knows the deal about Chupacabra. Don't waste our time with that exposition. And they do a good job of taking a cultural osmosis and just putting it in the story. We don't waste any exposition time, and we know what's going on, and it's funny. I thought it was clever, and I had no idea where the fuck we were going.
I really liked it.
I wish it was a little bit bigger, that story. I wish they had done a little bit more.
Yeah, because that closes out the thing.
It closes out the thing, and I felt like there was a lot of opportunity here. Like we could have like been with this group a little bit longer and maybe saw out what they were gonna do, or I don't know. I wanted more, which is not a terrible critique.
Yeah.
Again, we end up with Jennifer Reeder, who comes to a climax in her thing, but honestly, at the end of the day, it didn't feel like a wraparound to me. Like, I want to be in VHS 2 where we're there with our host and he's reacting to everything we've watched, and then you come back and they're dead or they're gone, which we've seen a million times. But either way, I'm like, alienate me, make me feel alone.
So here's my very, very frail defense of the Reader wraparound. If, again, my only
great
exposure to Reader is the one feature film,
which is great,
Knives and Skin, which we love,
which is not,
which we also had talked about. Strongly not found footage.
No, not at all.
Musical, not found footage. But again, the way that she writes is very deliberate, and she knows exactly what she's doing, and she's playing with language in a certain way. As you know, Knives and Skin is very melodramatic, right?
Yeah.
And the way that she writes certainly mirrors, the tone that is being set. And I think that same thing is sort of happening here. It's just not as easily translatable. And especially at the end of this, where we just get that just beat you over the fucking head exposition.
Yeah.
About like, this is what we do.
Yeah.
We're evil. Look at our videotapes.
Like, at that point, I just thought it was silly, and I just bought into it.
Okay.
That is my defense of it. I think that it's still in line of what she's given us. It's just in a very, very different format that we just haven't seen, and it comes across as disjointed, but I think it's what she does, and I like what she does.
I completely agree. And I think this movie, I think VHS 94 is better than it should be, because I think we have a group of directors here who probably weren't fucking juiced to make a found footage film.
Enjoyed the hell out of this.
And to mention, I mean,
I'm just glad that VHS Viral did not end the series.
Now, to back my own argument, Ryan Prowse, we did have him on the show. He was a guest of, can you look that up so I could plug it.
It was a while ago.
But I remember I pitched it to him like, hey man, you got to make a found footage film. I don't know if it was on air. You'll have to go back and check it out. But I remember him being kind of like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Like kind of like, why not? But I'm not, but no. And it's like, and I watch it, I'm like, all these people are great filmmakers. Now, there is one person in there who is not like a studio filmmaker guy, which is Simon Barrett, who I actually consider one of the best found footage filmmakers. Like, period. I think he's so good and hasn't gotten enough love for it that he's kind of bitter.
Yeah.
So I felt, honestly, I thought his was the worst. The Empty Wake one. All right, let's rank them. You know what? I wasn't counting readers. All right, I'll rank it first.
Okay.
I'm going to go Storm Drain, number one.
You're going most your favorite to least favorite.
Your favorite to least.
Okay.
Storm Drain, number one. Terror, which was Ryan Prowse, number two. Oh shit. The Subject, number three. The Empty Wake, number four, and then the least one I liked was Holy Hell, which was Jennifer Reeder's.
Storm Drain.
Yeah, number one easy.
Terror.
Okay. Oh, what are we doing?
Wrap Around.
Okay, Reader. Holy Hell.
Barrett.
And then the Subject.
And
yeah.
the Subject.
Okay, I get that too. Oksana, you got one?
You guys are skipping the veggie masher.
Which we did. Yeah, thank you. I was going to bring that up, but thank you. Kostansky, oh boy.
Kantstansky.
Steven Kantstansky from Seinfeld. From Psycho Goreman and Leprechaun Returns. Leprechaun.
Fucking good movie.
Manborg. Father's Day.
Okay. Oh, I didn't know you came loaded.
And the Overlook Hour, two-time guest.
Two-time.
Has a segment within... I mean, technically, is it still within Storm Drain?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
He has a commercial, the Veggie Masher.
Steven, I'm sorry. When I didn't know it was you, but, when I found out, did it make sense.
Wait, is Steven on it? Why are you talking directly to Steven right now?
I'm sorry. That was to my earpiece. I have him on the phone.
Yeah. Sana, what's your rating?
I don't know. I have to rewatch the last one again.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, she took a little nap.
Sleepy Magoo over there.
I liked all the creature design in this. I don't know. I haven't seen anyone complain about it.
Well, I mean, all of it that you've seen.
Ratma's sick, and if y'all don't think Ratma's cool, then you can go fuck yourself.
Even the one in Empty Wake, I liked that.
Oh, it looked great.
It did look cool.
The problem with Empty Wake was the execution is there. And he knows the Dogma 95 rules of found footage. It's just the idea.
Subject is my least favorite.
I'm like, okay, well, it's going to be alive. Okay, I mean, there was no build to it.
What did the Subject give us that was? I didn't like it at all.
So the idea of a midnight wake and nobody shows up, that's kind of creepy. But I felt like the actual format, the way it was filmed, it kind of.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the Subject.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the Subject of the Empty Wake.
No.
Well, hold on. I liked what I was saying there.
Yeah.
The way it was filmed, I felt like it robbed the emotion of our lead character there, and it actually kind of alienates her, which made me kind of sitting there watching it go, okay, what are we doing?
No, I think upon second viewing, I would like it. It's just, it's coming off the problem that his segment had, the problem that was it When I Wake?
The Empty Wake.
The Empty Wake. The biggest mountain it had to climb was that it was coming off Storm Drain.
That's true.
And Storm Drain is such a strong opener.
Yeah.
Like honestly, I would play with the.
Oh, you tweak it.
I'd tweak it.
Now the rules of an anthology are: you introduce the wraparound, you get everybody interested. Then you cut and you're like, oh, I forgot it was an anthology, or maybe you didn't know. And then you open with a banger. It's got to be great. Then you put the dud after it. I actually thought they did. I mean, you're kind of making that argument now.
I would flop it.
No, because you open strong, you get people hooked. You're like, oh, that was fucking great. Then you come into a dud and you're like, okay, well, I got two more shots. And they had that first one, so they'll get back there. And then you come into a weird one, again, subtitled, foreign. You got animated fire.
I would put that too.
And then you end strong. Actually, now that I'm talking about it, they did exactly that. Good job. Who set up this anthology? Good job.
I'd flop it.
We just needed a new wraparound.
Also, Ryan Prowse was on here, episode 116, almost exactly 2 years ago. Well, next month it'll be 2 years ago. 3 years ago, sorry.
Okay. Do you remember if we talked about him making a found footage movie in there?
No, but we talked about Bright, and how he said Bright was fucking terrible, and you were like, I love Bright, and he was like, you're an idiot.
Did he? Yeah, I remember really liking him, and I also remember talking about D&D.
Yeah.
He'd know what a man catcher was. Actually, you know what? Fuck this movie. We need to get the Gerber syndrome out. Because another complaint I had, it felt like they had a producer on this film that was like, make it topical. Let's get some like edgy politics stuff in here.
Always.
Because even in the Jennifer Reeder one, it's like, oh, I had a bad bust. I got to make up for it. I'm going to break some skulls and fuck some holes. And you're like, dude.
What? Oh my God.
Anyway, 2.25.
All right. Randy, go watch VHS.
All right. I'm in it for Storm Drain. I've heard Storm Drain is good from other people, including also you guys. That sentence was poorly worded.
Send him Slut, too. I think he'd like Slut.
He's got enough of those.
Randy, we're going to send you a Slut.
That's why he moved to Atlanta, dude.
Yeah, dude. All right. Randy, take us home.
I don't know. I got nothing this week. I got thrown off after the web helper blew up Russell's computer. But
all right, we'll
see you next week.
No, don't end it, because we need to do something that we never do on here, which is plug the social media. You know what? We don't pay for advertisement.
Bitch, you told me to stop doing it, so I stopped doing it.
No, I'm talking to the fans directly. If you made it this far, you're a true one. This is the end of the episode. We're probably 4 hours in at this point. If you're still listening to this, go on Podbean, like the episode, comment on it, or do iTunes. Most of you play it there. I can't even get into my iTunes. So please comment. I'll bug Clark to look at it. He can read them. You make a funny comment. Maybe we'll read it on the air. But
Also,
share it. This is the only way people hear about this thing. And if we're going to get films like Gerber Syndrome out there, we need you. You're the army.
And send us money, because I have negative $16.
You know, I will buy you a Lamb ticket. Again, Lamb, I got some thoughts on it. I don't know. Share the episode, and then we'll talk about it. We'll ruin it for you. Clark will go beat by beat. Goodbye. Bye.